SAFETY4SEA for inviting Ori Technologies to present on this important topic. Now, maybe some of my slides overlaps what Abhishek presented earlier, but I would try to make it more thought-provoking. Yeah. So, digitalization, digital transformation are not buzzwords anymore, you know. So we have seen the real impact that it creates. It is time now for the industry to wake up and adopt digitalization as a means to improve the efficiency, productivity, and also for safety and reliable ship operations. Having said that, who in this audience would not like to have ships that are having less incidents like anchor dragging, how to detect anchor dragging, how to avoid grounding, how to detect when your main air compressor's efficiency goes down, you know, the trend. All this can be done by data-driven decision making, you know. By analyzing real-time data, we can make this happen. Energy management, all that. So, but in spite of this, we have a lot of challenges in digitalization I would like to address in this slide. So starting from the left bottom, the cybersecurity, we know the hackers are always one step ahead. This is a continued concern. The high installation cost. So we need more collaboration in order to drive down this installation and get more stakeholders to adopt digitalization. It has improved substantially. When we started digitalizing ships way back in 2016, it used to be in the range of about $150,000 to $200,000 in order to digitalize an existing ship, you know, to collect, interface with multiple systems on board and analyze. That has come down substantially down to $50,000 to $70,000 if you take into account the mass flow meter retrofitting as well. But we need to bring it down through collaboration, through OEMs, working with OEMs, and that is what we are engaged at Ori. Another challenge is the disparate systems on board the ship as well as on shore. We are working with multiple software systems, you know, and that adds to the complexity. The lack of data standard. On board, only the navigational equipments use or are mandated to have a common data protocol, the NMEA. The rest all equipment systems are left to the OEMs, you know, and also the data structure. It's all not standardized. So people like us have to deal with multiple data protocols, different data structures when we have to digitalize a ship, you know, and that is quite a big challenge. Another thing is the data quality and data integrity. Very few solution providers have managed to surmount this challenge, you know. We all know garbage in, garbage out. So it is very important to have the data quality. And ROI. Even now, when we meet prospective clients, quickly the conversation turns into, show me the ROI, you know. I sincerely feel digitalization should be viewed as a long-term investment, you know, or as a capital investment. If you account the cost of digitalization into your operational expenses, soon you will find the pressure to kind of prove the ROI, you know. And it's not easy. It requires digital transformation to happen. You need to work on your operational models, your business models, transform them. You need to tackle the humans in the loop, get their buy-in. So unless we do that, there is no ROI to be realized. Now, I would like to touch upon this important concept. We need to digitalize to decarbonize. This we need to recognize the importance, The earlier panel were talking about the green fuels and transition, etc. It's still, we have seen the challenges associated, and we still have a long way to go in order to achieve zero carbon fuel. But along the journey to zero carbon, there is a lot of value that we can create using digitalization. So I would like to make my point with two steps. Number one, digitalization is critical in order to set your operational baselines. Unless you digitalize, you don't have accurate data to prove where you stand now, and then onward to set your targets for improvement. That is number one. Setting your operational baselines, that is critical. Number two, as I mentioned earlier, there are good matured energy efficiency technology solutions out there that can help you to improve your operational efficiency by up to 10 to 15%. This is something which we should seize the opportunity and drive forward. But one thing, one aspect I would like to touch upon, one critical aspect. I would like all of you, I don't know if we have commercial operators and charterers in the room. This problem of split incentives in our industry, the incentives are not shared between the critical stakeholders. The charterers, the commercial operators who are there on the top of the value chain, they have to take the leadership and the initiative in order to share the incentives, that can come about through voyage optimization solutions and all. Why? Because this requires close coordination between the critical stakeholders. And by critical stakeholders, I mean, apart from the charterers, commercial operators, the ship owners, the ship managers, and more importantly, the crew. For all this digitalization and the energy efficiency technology solutions to work, we need the crew on board to act on the insights that these digital technology solutions provide. Unless the crew on board take action in order to, like in terms of weather routing, in terms of speed optimization, there is no value that can be realized. So it's important to recognize this issue and tackle the split incentive issue, that we are faced with. So I urge the charterers, the commercial operators to take the initiative to improve the adoption of the digitalization by incentivizing the rest of the stakeholders. Now, touching upon the critical trends that we see coming our way, it is important to always keep pace with the latest trends. We have the likes of, we have seen Starlinks that has been, many of the first-rate operators have been adopting Starlink fleet-wide. We have the likes of other players also entering the space, Amazon, Mangata. We have been talking to Mangata Systems, maybe not known, but soon it will be in the news. Coming out with more superior technology that can provide much better bandwidth and speeds available to connect ship and shore on real time as never before. And this is sure to improve the adoption of remote monitoring technology, and there is a lot of change that can be expected once this becomes a reality. The other one is the generative AI. I think we have seen a lot of talk about this, and many of us are using generative AI in our day-to-day work as well. I heard Captain Hari earlier talking about that. So just imagine the power of generative AI when we have terabytes of data coming onto a platform, be it shipboard data, be it the weather data, be it the port congestion data, you know. A lot of value can be created out of this. Finally, I just wanted to give you a perspective of where as a company we are headed. And I'm sure this would be the case for most of the other solution providers as well. When we set up our company way back in 2016, our key challenge was how we can connect the entire ecosystem, you know. And way back in 2016, early 17, we were working with the vessel's data, with the ship manager, yeah, and they were not entirely bought into the scheme of things, you know. We were still faced with the human factor on those days, and where we are now, the green ones are tightly coupled, the ship managers and the ship owners. We are working with the charterers. We are working with the Metocean data. We are in advanced talk with the insurers and OEMs. They are featured in yellow in order to signify that there is still some work involved. Where we want to be in 2030 is where a fully connected ecosystem, you know, where there is full transparency and collaboration within all the key stakeholders for the benefit of all the stakeholders listed here. But it's not easy to achieve this. This requires digital transformation. And in shipping, this is a large-scale change management problem, you know. We need to tackle the human factor. We need to drive the adoption, tackle the split incentive issue that I was talking about earlier. We need to transform the operational and business models, finally to realize the value, you know. In order to evolve into something like this in the not so distant future, a vessel operations command center that can augment the crew on the ship, you know, for an incident-free and efficient ship operations. Thank you from Alpha.